Wait, it is not Friday the 13th. No, it is Friday, but not the 13th. Jeez, man. Hey, everyone. How's everybody doing out there? It's Halloween month, though. It may not be Friday the 13th, but it is Halloween month. Okay, let's see who all is here. All right, got Q in the side chat. Bob is there. Walt's there. Idaho Garden Girl is here. And whoa. Walt has got a 2 hour, 6.5 minute ad that popped up at the beginning of this. Wait. I bet it's that David Jeremiah religious dude. Oh man. So let me get this off the other side. Close that. All righty. So oh my God. There, I'm just and Carol's in the house now. All right, so here is the link for all the good people. Control C, paste. There we go. Got the camera back, and it froze up hard freeze, which it means it's the video card, not the internet that time. Wow, and my mouse there is going flicker. Wow. So, anyways, so it's Fri-Yay, so I want to be happy and everything. I was trying to find my my little picture I have for the Iron Man after party. But wait a minute, this is not the after party, so this is the pre-party. So I grabbed the one of him in the donut. So how's everybody doing tonight? There's some interesting things going on, but I just fired off the I know I put the link in Courtney's link mod group. So the link's in the mod group. And actually, let me see here. Get rid of this over here on this page. And is that still there? Yeah, I'm gonna. We also put the link over there. So in the in the other one that Courtney uses. That way, those that want to get it. Hey, Barry, how's it going? And let's see here. Go ahead and find the right one to be there. Hang on, folks, with me. Group chat. Okay. Control C. And here's Bob. Hey, Bob. And let me put this up here real quick. Fri-Yay. There we go. And all right, so the link's in the Courtney's regular group chat as well as the mod chat. So anyone wants to find the link there, they can go get it. And there's Barry.
Wow.
Hey, Barry. I'm at the new house now. Yeah.
I kind of gathered that. Look for you there.
Yeah, it's a painted wall behind you.
Yeah, it is. This is a fully insulated garage, so
you'll be toasty warm out there this winter.
Should be, yeah. Had Xfinity come out today, and she hooked it all up and all this and that. And while she was here, it played one or two YouTube videos, and she's like, off she goes, and then it went, and it stayed that way for like 6 hours.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, wife was on tech support with me too, and then we went through all this and that, and it still didn't do anything. So my son came over here.
Since you said bit, mine went blank and said error.
Yeah, yes. As soon as my son came over to help me out, as soon as he pulled in the driveway, it started working. I was like, what? What?
Hey, the question, did it stop when he left?
No, No, it's still
Okay,
working.
I was interested. Maybe it was the position of a vehicle out there.
Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Hey, Fishes.
You're muted. Is she still muted because she's?
But she's still beautiful, though. I'm having a couple of drinks because it was a very long, frustrating day, figuring out all the new stuff, and it's like, especially the internet. All I wanted to do was put on music and do housework and.
Too many times. Sorry.
Well, they buried my line for the fiber optics, so
Good.
that's one step out of the way.
There you go. There you go.
Let's see. LG.
They found out why.
Oh, Glenn's here too.
Hey,
Glenn.
Garden. Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, you're right.
And they
Q.
figured out why my DSL was crap too.
As soon as somebody
Yeah.
else shows up, then it starts working just that
Yeah.
fast. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, what the heck? Oh man.
I'm glad you got it working though, Bob.
Yeah. At least I'll probably sleep over at the old house with Mrs. and but at least tomorrow when I come over here, I'll have some music and yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You'll be connected.
bingo.
Which is nice.
It is nice, so I'm not completely alone.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Joe, I saw that little short video you did with that couple in there shouting out "Poopoween."
that was funny.
Q.
Why is that? Every time I go on live, these are like
you do.
dropped
Hey,
them in.
rough looking man, come visit you and bury your wire.
What was that?
They found a strict one too, girl.
Oh,
Well, two of the neighbors came over just a little while ago, and they gave me a little more background on the house, and I'm glad I smudged this place. The priest called off. He couldn't come.
oh no.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm glad I smudged the place because he gave me some history. I guess this was a Filipino couple that lived here. She went woohoo,
no.
and I guess even then she lived here. They broke it off,
Yeah.
and the kids didn't even come over and visit her because she was gone.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that he would cut the front grass, the neighbor guy did, and the back was just
Oh, that's a shame.
and he said there was she got cancer, and well she never left the house for years. She got cancer and she was getting hauled out of here again and again, and until one time she just didn't come back. She had some dude living here,
Oh dear.
and he squatted for a long time.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
some
what she said.
random person too, because she wasn't
Probably.
in her right mind.
Mostly there's a lot of animals out there who will take advantage of people like that. And I guess he had some car stored in the garage here that was involved in a hit and run or something, and he was hiding in here.
Great.
And yeah.
Here, I thought he had a ghost story.
Still could be, dude. Still could be.
with the
Seriously,
lady. Yeah.
with that much tension and stuff going on, I mean,
More
You
like
don't know who's
demonic
buried in the backyard.
oppression.
yeah, you're right, Gil. You just don't know. I mean,
No. Demonic oppression.
but at least this fella next door here was kind enough to cut the grass for her.
Yeah.
And in the
That
front,
was
the
nice.
back was just destroyed
Yeah.
because I asked him, what's up, man? I found morning glory 12 feet up in the trees. And, he said, oh, it was bad.
Wait. No.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
I went and did a video 2 days ago. I actually I filmed about an hour and a half worth of footage.
Mm-hmm.
I come in, load it into the computer, go to start to edit it. No, well, there was about 10 seconds of audio on the first part, and it went.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so all the footage was dead that I did on this camera because the little battery up here died.
It happened when I shot a thing for David the Good. That happened. My mic was not synced to the camera to do video, and I didn't know it. Like, it was the new camera that I had got. I was so bummed. The whole thing was just no sound.
Oh man,
so frustrating.
Yeah, T-Board said Bob change all the door locks, and they've all been changed because they had to come. They had to come inside the house and really, because she was a hoarder, and he had to rip everything out of here, and so it's all new doors and stuff like that. So,
can you do a voiceover, Gil?
That's all right. So that's what I was doing most of the day today. The good part was I also had my Kindle out there set up to do for some close-ups of some of the stuff I was doing besides the big one. Ooh. And I'm making like 4 videos out of that long segment. And so the one that I did today is going to be a members-only preview for a week. Okay. And I only had to do about 10 seconds of voiceover because the Kindle was able to cover enough of the other.
Good.
When I get to the rest of it, I'm going to see how much I have. But a lot of the rest of it is going to be some high speed stuff because I'm cutting plywood and doing stuff that everybody's going to be going. If I don't do high speed, I'm going.
That's what you need music for anyway. Hey, Marshmallow Man.
Marshmallow.
Hey, Lewis.
I got to catch up with your rebuttal video. I saw Chris's video that you guys are doing about the chickens, homes. What do you call them? The houses for chickens.
Rebuttal sounds like you're having
chicken tractors.
No, they're doing chicken, the ones that are stationary.
Hutch?
Yeah, whatever.
Chicken coop. Chicken coop.
Hutch. Barn.
Ding, ding, ding.
If it gets big enough, it's a barn.
Chicken barn, chicken coop, whatever. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, where to begin got it too. The chicken coop builds.
Chicken place.
Like a standoff. Yes, coops. I know. Okay. Sorry. I think the aphasia is in the family.
And design it like KFC and just put a big KFC sign above them.
I like that kind of thinking.
I saw a meme. Somebody took a picture of a chicken walking in front of KFC and put a letter on it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Cute.
I will fear no KFC.
Okay, I think some of their chicken isn't real chicken. From what I've heard, it's like printed chicken. It might be the nuggets. I don't know. But
yeah, that stuff's about as heavily processed as you can get, isn't it? It's like, it's meat, but
it's not like when we were kids. Like, remember, like when we were younger and you got KFC, it was like this huge treat, and it was good.
It had real chicken in it.
It had real chicken, and it didn't get you sick. I went back years later, and we got KFC as just like a treat, just to have it. We hadn't had it in years. Oh my gosh, I was so sick from eating like the whole meal with the mashed potatoes and the gravy.
We did that once. We did that once at a 4th of July thing, and we got KFC, and it was the same thing. We all got kind of sick from it. Mom just went, I'm going to make the chicken. That's it.
The only thing I'll eat from KFC for years has been the biscuits because they don't make the biscuits.
Biscuits
are made by another company. They're frozen. They come in and they cook them, and it's Bradshaw, I think, is the name of the company.
Their biscuits were really good. That's true.
Yeah,
their biscuits were really good. But I don't go near the place anymore, and I can't have biscuits unless they're gluten-free. Boring. Is my check is going to be better than KFC? It's going to be check for winning. You mean, Marshmallow? Do you have like money riding on it? Is that what's going on? I missed something. Yeah, they do. They 3D print some of this. Even Q is saying it.
Oh man,
that's why it's so expensive.
And Q goes wild again.
Yes, I like that. The Little Hen Whorehouse. Yeah, that's what was that movie Dolly Parton had? Was in
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
There you go. Best Little Whorehouse, and wherever you have your coop.
Out of that movie, the best musical scene out of that movie was not Dolly, was not It wasn't all the ones you think it was. It was the governor with his song, and I do a little sidestep. I'm here, I'm gone. And it's absolutely.
I have to look it up again. I forget.
That's absolutely hilarious. Because the guy's doing it, he does it so good, it's just absolutely perfect.
Thank you, Prairie Rider, for stopping in.
Hey, Lori, how's it going? It's the Queen of the North.
Yeah. How is it up there, Prairie Rider? How are you guys doing? We were talking all about all our different weather weirdness down here.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we're starting to come to an end of summer because I've got my jacket on. The garage door is open, and
Q was saying though that she had like the same temps I had the other day. So bizarre.
It's 58 here right now, Seattle area. So
that's definitely not what we're at.
A lot of people's gardens are still growing.
Mm-hmm. At least there's that.
Yeah.
Does make me wonder if it's the last year of plenty though, since it is extended out like this.
It seems to me like our months have shifted about a month.
They have,
So the grow zone lined up with the months.
Yeah, exactly.
The growing zones too have shifted, and they've never renamed them. Like I think they started our growing zones, and what was it, 69, Gil? I think they named our growing zones, like and they never revisited it. I don't know why, but it needs to be kind of a revisit.
All they need to do is change the temperature readings on them.
Yeah.
Actually, some of them are no longer where they're at either.
Mm-mm. No.
Well, I'm going to blame Trump.
Microclimates. They know about microclimates now, so it shouldn't be like all these waves.
Trump.
Yeah, I'm going to blame Trump.
Might as well. I mean, we blamed everything else on him.
Oh, wait, we're on Camp Patton. We have to be careful.
Okay.
We're not on his gray man.
That's what one of the employees in the supermarket did to me during all the sickness stuff. She just went off on me. Normally, I could talk to her easily, and then she did that whole spin out thing about the Donald. I was like, okay, yeah.
That's your friend at the bar?
No, this was a lady at the supermarket.
Oh, yeah. Tonight I was on Instagram and
Good night, Lori.
Turning Point. Good night, Lori. Turning Point was having a thing on the traffic that comes from the south that's not really not cars, involves children.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were talking about how the people are marked and how they'll wear the people that bring them over will mark them. Like how you go into a party and you get a bracelet that shows you're 21 plus.
Oh no.
And they're finding them near the border. No. And some idiot who helps with Shark Tank, he's like, I don't know, some kind of producer on there. Oh yeah, get your money for your propaganda. It's like, excuse me, you're in mainstream TV and you're calling that propaganda? What?
Well, that's
it sounds like he has connections with some people that are involved.
Yeah, those folks
probably like the little ones coming over.
Like in DC, they like that, don't they? More and more, bring them.
Trade.
All right.
How evil
on each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just made me so angry to see that comment. No, you work for the propaganda machine. Sorry.
Not us. What's you got there, Barry?
Something you give to choke a person like
Acorn. Yeah. There you go. Right on.
Sure. You want to be the first victim? Go ahead. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Here you go. Suck on this. So I felt like saying that. Yeah, LG. I can't.
What's the chances I could just get a sampling out of this?
You could get one, sure. I'm sure there's directions online how to get the best sapling out of one.
Yeah, I might actually.
Do you really need more oaks though where you're at? And
I hope it'd be fun to grow one.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. It's fun to grow stuff. LG left a good idea on my channel, but I didn't get to see it on my channel. Like, you know how it'll show sometimes when people comment on your channel, in that you check the button. I can't think of it. Anyway, I was reading it, but couldn't get to the bottom. But she was talking about, doing sprouts. And I'm like, I might have to do sprouts for a little while with, not being able to get out there and actually put a garden.
That's a good idea. It's a good fresh vegetables. Why not?
Yeah.
If you can grow them, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's just like Q, and sometimes I have to be careful with broccoli sprouts and any kind of carciferous vegetables. They can mess with your thyroid.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Your leaves are changing. Yeah, those changing leaves in New Hampshire and Massachusetts that they were showing. Oh, so beautiful.
But Tibor's in Ohio, though.
How to garden says always need more trees. Like, go for it, Barry.
Yeah.
Well, my wife.
I'm allergic to oak.
California brings some of the apples or the oranges or the lemons.
Mm-hmm.
Last time she brought some lemons. Not this last time, but time before. Mm. And my daughter actually got a tree to start from one of the lemon seeds, and it's about this tall right now. And so tomorrow she wants me to bring it over here and put it in my indoor garden where it gets plenty of light and everything else, and see if she can actually get a lemon tree growing here. And if it does start growing, then I'll hit her up to, all right, give me a couple more seeds, or I'll give her some stuff. Start another one for me, and I'll do one too in one of my pots here. And because one of the things we want to do is the IBC totes. I'm gonna cut them in half, and take the bottom part and keep it on the new nice cement driveway so I can move it around my pallet jack, and I'll move it out in the summertime outdoors, and in the wintertime I'll move it back inside the shop with a small heat lamp on it to keep it from freezing. And that way we'll have lemons year round.
Awesome. I would love to have lemons, except for the citrus pollen allergy of my native Floridian daughter, and a lot of them have thorns. And
I didn't know that.
The one big tree we have in California, it died back the year before we bought the place, and then 2 years after it died back again. So it's basically coming off a rootstock. So it's not one of the nice bread ones, that are thornless. That sucker has thorns on it, upwards of 3 inches long, which is really cool. It's like we've actually heard people scream at them when they come to steal lemons.
Yeah, part of the death hedge. That's that Glenn had that basically on his channel, but we've talked about it too on David the Good, about finding food sources that have thorns and putting them around the perimeter of your property.
Yeah. And so
there you go. Dwarf citrus.
Yeah, the dwarf. And so what so basically when my wife picks off of a lot of it, she has my welding gloves on sometimes.
Oh, smart.
And otherwise she also has one of those little picking baskets, or the wire baskets.
Yeah, I need one of them. Yep, they're great.
Yeah.
They look like light bulb things too. Like that you do the light bulbs up in high ceiling.
You just put the foam rubber inside so it grips the light I use.
Is that what it? Okay, it is.
Well, it's kind of like, I think they feel like they may take the little hooks on the top off, and sometimes you can just hook it up there and just get it around there anyways, and just screw.
Yeah, I thought they.
But Glenn, my mom's orange tree, which she had from before Chris and I got married. It was in a 55-gallon barrel for years and years and years, and we finally put it in the ground after my mom died. And it's an ultra dwarf, so it's been in the ground now since 2008, and I'd say the top of it's maybe 8 feet tall. Wow. But it's got big oranges on it with thick skin, so it's easy to peel off.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, defensive planting. I like death hedge.
Well, I discovered something when my wife was up here the last time. There's a native plant up here in all the farm fields and stuff.
There we go.
And all that farm soil had brought in. It brought in a bunch of it with it.
Oh.
And it is the what do I want to call it? It is the namesake of what potatoes and tomatoes belong to. It is nightshade, the real nightshade.
Is it the poisonous nightshade?
It's the real nightshade.
Yeah, that's what I thought we had, but Glenn found the plant for me, but now all of it's gone. It was in the passion vine that we had intertwined in there, because whatever dropped the passion vine, I thought I planted it, but it came up with that.
That stuff grows wild here.
Around, she showed me, all right, this is the nightshade. This is nightshade. This is something else. So we went around and we pulled it all and put it in the trash can to get rid of it.
Yeah. Goji berries are a nightshade too, Idaho Garden Girl. So if you have any issues with nightshades, with pain, like from nightshades, you have to be careful with goji berries.
Yeah.
But they are a superfood. In fact, Young Living makes a drink out of it that's like a really big seller. It's got some kind of Chinese name. I can't remember.
Got a nightshade?
The only problem is a lot of places that do the goji juice and things, they import it from not so great sources. Like, yeah.
We have
the land of Mulan.
Mm-hmm. The land of Mulan. Exactly. Deadly nightshade can easily become a weed. I believe it.
Yeah, I used to go along the bike paths around here when I first retired, and pair of clippers, and I'd find that stuff right along the bike paths and just go right down to the root and cut it off and kill it, or stunt it anyway, because there's been more than one kid got really messed up in this state by mistaking what those berries were, because they're so beautiful and red and shiny and
Yeah, those the ones that were dog's blood or something. I forget. Glenn might remember what it's called, but it's had like a name like that. They were really pretty, but I knew something wasn't right with them. I thought they were the nightshade. Ooh, it's sometimes confused with wild grapes. Whoa, that would be bad.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Okay.
That would be really
stuff around here has this little white and yellow
flowers. Dog's
on
bane.
it.
Yep, Tibor. That's it. Dog's bane is what we had.
That's what I've heard. Dog. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Tiny little red. Yeah, and the little tiny flowers on it too.
Yeah, Gil, we have the one that you just mentioned.
You have it too?
Yeah, the little white and yellow flower stuff, but it doesn't, around here, it hasn't gotten very big. One of the things I use a product to, I know I spray, bad boy, but I don't spray the dandelions with it. I spray the star thistle and the stuff we call pigweed, which is like has a really deep root, and it's really noxious, and the morning glory and the nightshade.
What's funny is my mom had
it kills the root and everything.
What do you spray that nightshade with, Gil?
Hang on a second, I'll show you here. Let me pop it up here.
My mom had morning glory in a pot, and it wasn't until I got into the farming and gardening community that I found out that it's so invasive. And
it really is. It's all over this property, Carol. It's all over.
What's funny is I have some seeds sitting here with directions on how to plant them.
This stuff doesn't need any encouraging here. It killed trees in the backyard when they came in with. They had to bring in heavy equipment and clear this backyard out in this building. It was that bad. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to sleep here yet or not, but got
so
the air mattress all blown up.
Fertile Loams weed-free zone. It takes out clover, ground ivy, and it doesn't harm grass or trees unless you soaked all the leaves on the tree, young tree.
Right.
But you're supposed to spray it twice a year only in the early spring before it gets too warm, and in the fall after it's cooled off. And it works great. And I've sprayed it on a number of things around here, like, but it actually is the one thing that works on the morning glory.
Okay.
I was wondering how to garden when I saw my sweet potato flowers. They reminded me of morning glory. You said they're a type of morning glory plant. Those instead. Good to know. And sweet potatoes, their vines will wrap around everything. I had one wrapped around my tree that I had to take off.
Yeah, morning glory can grow up and kill trees.
Like I did here.
Wisteria can choke it out. Basically, they choke out the tree.
I would think any fast-growing vine could do that.
Like trellis and kill everything. Yeah, even the Himalayan
English ivy will kill trees.
Himalayan blackberries will do the same thing. I've seen it do that. But it's the weirdest thing. Himalayan blackberries will not grow on cottonwood. It will not touch those trees. It'll grow around anything else but cottonwood trees.
Good to know where to begin.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Steph.
Hey, Guardian.
Hey, Steph. Morning glory here in eastern Idaho is considered very invasive. I mean, the farmers hate it. The residents hate it because it just wipes out lawns and everything else.
Everything, yeah.
Oh my. It's good to know the difference.
My neighbor offered to haul away some of the tree trimmings for me this weekend.
Nice.
That was nice of him. I said, you don't have to, but because I explained to him and his wife, they're standing in the garage door there, and I explained to them where we came from, how dangerous it is there, and where we're at now. And I said the first thing I did was take some of the shrubbery and just knock it down.
Yeah.
Hated that.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta fix that.
Shrubbery.
Yeah, because this tree out here, you couldn't see the front of the front door of the house from the street. It's like no, we're not having that. We're not having that. And then a rhododendron right next to the door was so overgrown that someone could ambush Mrs. coming home from work. So we're not having that.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that. Yep.
I brought over my DeWalt what do you call it? Reciprocating? Reciprocating saw today.
Oh yeah, those are great.
I
need to find mine.
Call it what everybody knows it as. It's a sawzall.
Sawzall. That's it. Yeah. Sawzall. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like everybody calls facial tissue Kleenex.
True. True. I have to figure out what to do.
Actually, a brand name.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah, I moved my work table over here. So sorry, and then a space heater and all kinds of other stuff. Then I brought my shop vac and I started cleaning all the spider webs out of this garage and trying to build my little nest. Mrs. has got her nest in the kitchen.
Your little nest. Yeah.
And then that's what I call it. This is my nest right here. I still got the garage door open, and man, it is totally dead silent out here. I'm freaking out.
That's right, too, bro. That's what I was just saying.
Give us some time, Bob. You will become accustomed to the sounds around you, and you realize it's not. Yeah. It's quiet, but not as quiet as you think it is at first.
When I left the house today, Barry, to bring over more stuff, there was a meth junkie in the supermarket parking lot 20 yards away from my front door screaming and it was like, you get used to that after 10 years of it, and I explained that to the couple who stopped in to say hi. I said, don't freak out, but I open carry. In fact, I got a pistol on the table right there, and this is the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably be doing the same thing. But
we all carry. We all do. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. I can understand that. If I lived in the city down here or even closer to the east part of where I'm at, I'd probably want to open carry.
Yeah, I think
we can't even imprint. We can't even imprint here.
I think all of your friends would agree. Yes, Carrie, if you were that much closer to the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is entirely different now with all the
I'd add
camps
to the
going
pot
up.
for that.
Mm-hmm. With all the camps springing up in every big city here in the States now, it's like, man.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the map for who lives in the West and who lives in the East?
Mm-mm. What do you mean?
20% of the U.S. population lives in the West now. The rest is in the East.
Wait, a set of what population? Wait, what?
Population, U.S. population of America.
Yeah.
20% lives in the western part of the U.S.
20? That's it?
20%. The rest over here.
Wow, they all left.
Well, the same with us. We're still here in Washington State, and we moved east to a place. Yeah, a place that's more in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains. We moved east. We had to, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that is that's totally understandable. Yeah, Marshmallow Man, that I would believe you would have to do that.
Yeah, Tibor, we got Wi-Fi set up now, and then we're going to get security systems set up next, and that's when all the other stuff comes over with us, you know, because it just I don't know.
Are you a city slicker?
We've been living in hell for the last 10 years. In hell, you know.
Yeah, you deserve some paradise, Bob.
I agree, Barry. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I love that. That's so cute. Janice says, that's because everyone wants to be our neighbors, Barry. Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah.
I have some space in the upper lot here if you want to pay a little rent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Q, it's more safe because of the southern situation going up into the west. But then they're trying to send it here, and I love our governor because he sends them right back up to Washington.
Mm-hmm. I love what he did with those people. He moved them up to Millionaire Row. Oh, we're liberal. We're open in sanctuary. Look, get on the bus. Get on the bus.
Get on the bus and go to them.
Get on the bus. You're not bringing them here. Yeah, well, I just did.
Yeah.
You said it was sanctuary.
Yeah.
We're not. So go ahead and enjoy them.
Here's your cornflakes and get on the bus, you know. There you go, your liberals, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. It's paradise. It's wonderful as long as it doesn't happen in my neighborhood, you know. Oh,
my poor kid with how random
I know it's not right. My take on what you're talking about there, but I would like to get about 5 or 6 bus loads and drop them all off outside of a certain senator's or representative's house.
A rep.
Outside of her house.
Oh, there
they
you
had
go.
that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had people on her property a while back saying that they were going to bring them there if she wanted to continue to push that agenda that, you think they should just come in here, you know, without a proper sponsor and all that. Well, is that how you hire here at your place? Why don't they come here and you give them the keys to your front door?
Yeah.
The ones I want to drop off at her house.
That's right.
Will just break in.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like the other day, a friend of ours, she does catered food, and my wife uses her quite frequently, calls her up, you know, she'll bring. Anyway, she came to deliver food for us for the priest, and they're both legal Filipinos. Yeah. Both the ladies are married to white Americans. They're both legal immigrants. And I asked them, what do you ladies think about all this situation? And they went, I don't like it. I don't like it. I had to be vetted, and I had to be, you know, go through the embassy, and I had to wait for months and all, you know. And I was like, I knew the answer already, but, you know.
None of them like it that have had to really come over and do that with the sponsors and with all the paper trail.
That's true. But
no, LG is not fair to anyone. I mean, yes, it's not fair to anyone.
They understand why it's done is to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be thoroughly vetted and all that, and to protect us, U.S. citizens.
I totally get that, but
I do.
I mean, also on the other hand, it's got to be kind of demeaning.
What?
You know, for the Filipinos or anybody really coming over here to live.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's kind of like, you know, well, we don't trust you, so we're going to vet you, but.
Well, no, that's just like getting a job. You do a background check.
Those that are coming over know.
Oh, I know. That's why I say I
they don't feel at the meeting. Those that go through the process usually feel cool. Yes, all right.
The law-abiding ones definitely.
I'm proud to go through this. I can do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s, everybody coming in that didn't speak English. Guess what? There were classes for them to learn English, so they could assimilate. Yeah. And even in like the little areas, like Little Italy and stuff like that, there were classes that the others were putting on so that these people could learn English, so they could fit in and actually participate in the American dream and get
the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army provides that. Yeah, they do. They have classes for people to come and I think it's at a low cost, maybe free, but the Salvation Army provides a lot of that. But that's where the Filipinos have got a benefit, is they grow up as English as their third language, you know?
Yeah.
So when they get here, and it does create some hard feelings because there's a pecking order among the Asian immigrants. It does create some hard feelings among the other Asians that the Filipinos get the really good paying jobs, and they get promoted and promoted and promoted.
But they're very hard workers and they know the language.
That's yep.
Again, just so everybody understands, I see both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
People on one side or the other. It's just, but if you look back at like, what was it, 2013 when all those immigrants were coming over and they were vetting every one of them. How many what do you think the percentage was? I don't know, but I'm just wondering if
the laws are still in place for that, Barry, and it still happens. Even though CNN doesn't talk about it anymore.
What percentage were vetted and were the other percentage were vetted? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
That's what I.
You mean like pre-vetted and let in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In California, in certain school districts, they do not have to learn English. The school district has to provide a teacher that speaks their language to teach them in their native language, and they don't have to learn English.
Well, we have, it's called ESOL, English Speakers of Other Languages. And they do classes for them, but they still have to learn English pretty much.
Speaking from experience, when my daughter came to this country, she didn't speak English. She was very young.
Yeah.
And she was put in a classroom with the other non-English speakers. But these kids are smart, and they went, okay, I see how the system works. Okay, we'll work here for a while, and they pick it up so fast. Just like
the younger ones teach the older ones sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. And now she sounds just like me. Yeah,
my concern is like what Q said about certain countries coming in and doing the whole thing with the big C overthrow, like from down there in the country with the B and
with the
and
big
the little
M.
and the little splotch that's under the penis of Florida that we talked about.
Well,
The Fidel used to. Who the heck is in control? Who's in control of that country anymore?
Cuba.
Who's in control of Cuba?
I don't know. I think it's his brother or something, isn't it?
Yes, brother.
You don't like, but you don't hear about it that much.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird?
so much more mellow than.
Yeah.
They have taken up
anything.
Yeah. And his brother's working to open things up slowly. He doesn't want a mad rush. He wants to slowly do it.
He wants to maintain his power.
Yeah, he doesn't want the Western us to take over probably because we're right up here. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they're still beaming their programs over the ocean to us. So
I'll be darned, Tibor. Look at that. He said it. A lot of them say they're from Cuba. Now, I get it. There are some that want to flee because it's terrible. It's absolutely, people are starving still in there.
I heard that. Yeah. Is that really true that people are still that
Frontier
hungry there?
Preppers talked about it. I think it was their channel, and he ate the neighbor's cat, him and his friend.
Lord.
Barry. But the lady had a bunch of cats. I know. And he still felt bad to this day, but they were so hungry.
Yeah.
That they stole one of the cats. And
these things happen in the developing countries. My late brother-in-law, he'd go steal chickens during the Civil War. I mean, he'd have to go steal chickens to be able to feed the family,
Yeah, the thing was, are you talking about the boat lift? Because the rich families came over too. They intermixed that to conceal, I guess, the prisoners and the psychos, but the wealthy families who were fleeing got out when there was that big, massive.
Well, Guardian's got a good question. Anyone want to be a host family? I've already hosted my wife and 2 children. So I've been there, done that, And I'll let you know, though, that before I could get them here, I was vetted also.
Yeah. Yep, they do that.
They do that on both ends.
If I had a casita.
If I do that, my vetting process is already done. They punch my name into the computer and go, "Oh, okay."
Well, they'll
anytime you work for government,
they vet you anyway. I was investigated by their government and by ours, and so was wife and the 2 kids, both.
Okay.
By their government and ours.
Where are they from?
South Africa.
He's from South Africa. He's wonderful, lovely family. They've been around for quite a while, around our group. They're friends with Courtney and Dustin.
I couldn't host one. It's just me here and the cats. And not that I wouldn't help somebody out.
That's not a bad idea, though.
I wouldn't mind, hosting a family, but it's kind of like, until my wife is up here full time.
Yeah,
we got everything set up. Everything's still in so much flux here. It's kind of like hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I thank God that I had a decent enough income and a stable life to where I was investigated by our government and their government, and I was able to get another family out of there and into the land of prosperity, and that's what we're gonna continue doing with Ate and get her here and get her started.
I definitely feel for people like Barry was saying that really, really need our help and need to get out of their country. I mean, I'm not saying it in a callous way towards those people, but we also know they're used and abused as they come up through and killed.
They are
by the ones that we don't want in this country.
Yeah,
so
correct.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I understand, Guardian. I understand what you're saying, Guardian, but I've been blessed in this life to where, I mean, it just goes to show you if you live a pretty clean life, you don't go messing around with the drugs and drinking and doing stupid stuff. You can achieve a lot by keeping a clear head.
True.
Q, there's not enough meat on me to feed all 7 cats. I'm sorry.
Although I think I need Adderall, Bob, to be successful. Need a little Adderall to stay focused. My little ADHD medicine would help. Especially right now in my life. Oh my gosh.
Well, get this, Carol. I'm going to admit something here. I just met the other couple next door.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to ask them both twice, what are your names? And I remember I remember his name, but I can't remember his wife's name.
Oh no. What helps me is I'll actually mentally go through the alphabet while I'm thinking of the person. I will think of that person and I'll be like, A. Trying to get my brain cells. Is it an A name?
What I wanted to do was run over now. If I write something like that down, then I got it. Yeah.
Visual.
Yeah.
But, the visual helps me too.
Oh God, I feel like such a jackass, but it's those senior moments, man.
Yeah, I wonder, Tibor. I'm not sure. Oh,
well,
wow.
the Jets are really going at it
What?
tonight.
Who took kids to? I don't know.
Where was
There's
that?
there's an awful lot of misinformation out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Catholic Church gets that much involved in anymore.
Yeah.
They do provide some shelter and food, but they're not part of the vetting process. They're not part of. They're just doing it humanitarian end of it, food and shelter. That's what the Catholic Church does, but they don't. That's up to the individual. You get, if you don't pass the vetting, you go back. And all those laws that the CNN was screaming about a few years ago, all the laws are still in place and they're still being enforced.
Well, that's different than the church itself. Could be a false charity.
I don't know.
Under that name.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the local Catholic Church. They do provide meals and some shelter for the folks that need it. And they'll do it for Americans too. Doesn't matter who you are. They'll do it for everyone.
I know the Catholic Church has several organizations, the Knights of Columbus, and it comes to mind. There's a couple other ones.
Several others,
that do that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that makes it having several different ones makes it easy for someone to say, "Oh, we're part of this other one. It's a new one for the Catholic Church."
Yeah. The Catholic Church really does an awful lot of good. They really do. They
That's the same thing with the churches. Like even Courtney was realizing that less people are getting involved in churches, and then the churches don't have the money to function to do the reaching out and helping society.
That's true. And that's a shame, because that's the foundation of our country.
Yes.
Family and church. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely. Just even those foundations that give and aren't like a place to hide money for rich people.
Yeah. That's one thing I can really admire about the Philippines is that church and family, that's the two big ones right there. I mean, and I'll give you an example. I'm not slandering or saying anything bad. Okay. It was an eye-opener for Mrs. when she came here. She said, when Americans feel bad about something, they take pills. When Filipinos feel bad about something, they go and pray. Because prayer is always answered, but maybe not in the way you want it to be.
True. There's something to do with did you tell her though? No. What was that?
Sometimes the answer is no.
But then you get diverted over to something. Yeah, exactly. Or not.
Yeah. It's not time yet.
Yeah, sometimes it's just part of a bigger picture. You just don't see the whole picture yet.
Yeah. I like that. What is it? The tapestry analogy, or the writing about a tapestry that we only see the underside.
Oh, my finger.
What's being woven.
That's my finger. I nipped the end of it right off. Cut. Yeah. Just like.
Hey, that's a lot better than what happened to my dad. My dad on this finger here got cut off even with the other two fingers.
Yeah, it wasn't like I lost the actual end of my finger, but it was like I was.
Gross.
Squirt.
Yeah, I was leaving a blood trail from the front all the way through the garage, and we didn't have too much first aid stuff here, so it was like paper towels, get in the car, drive back to the old house.
It's official. Bob has christened his house with his own blood.
There you go. Blood sacrifice has been laid.
All that's left is sweat and a few tears.
I didn't see any vampires coming out of the woodwork, so I guess I'm doing okay then.
Well, it was daylight though, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it at night. You may see some vampires coming out of the woodwork.
Never know.
Or some bats. Which are little tiny vampires.
All right. Good night, Q.
I'm still considering maybe I should do a video of when I put bleach in the storage shed thing out there. Totally nude, spraying bleach,
Yeah, sure. That's totally normal.
That's normal. You think it'll get flagged? You think it will get flagged?
Why should it? I mean, girls in bikinis showing tomatoes, you naked out in the backyard spraying bleach.
spinning in a circle with a big gallon of bleach. I'm environmentally friendly.
I have to say big props to Gil tonight because I couldn't handle hosting.
I just happened to go back into Facebook and see that because I just finished uploading my members only video.
Aww.
And I thought, oh crap! And so I was scrambling, trying to come up with a thumbnail and everything else and get it in.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't get it all together tonight,
and
I was getting intermittent crying fits.
Well, I'm glad you guys are
sound
here.
Like a Fri-Yay.
I'm just glad you guys are here. I've been no internet for the last couple of days, and it's like I just wanted to put on my music playlist and do stuff around and have some music playing like I'm so accustomed to.
Oh no, Tibor, what? She didn't even exist? How did they not get sued? The Save the Children? How do they not get sued if these kids don't exist? That's horrible.
They blame it on a third party who gave them the information.
Oh, no way, man.
That's the way these scammers
work.
They have several layers set up so they can blame it on the other one, and the main money-making one
I hope the other ones are legit. Like, because there's ones, like, for if you go to, like, Christian concerts, they usually work with the Christian concerts and you get, like, the actual packet on the child and you support them for whatever, a month.
Yeah.
And some of them have like met their children, have gone over and met their children in these other countries through that organization. I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't Save the Children though, but that's awful. That makes me mad.
Yeah.
Like I know, like with I think it's YWAM wasn't for Save the Children, but they were missionary would use YWAM, I think. I know that's legit. My uncle was a translator for like a certain Indian tribe, a rare Indian tribe over in Brazil, which was kind of cool to find that out.
Oh, my brother-in-law posted a bunch of pictures. He's up in the north end of the island. The Spaniard side of the family had a family member lost. And, that's why my wife's complexion is pretty light because she's part Spaniard and also part Chinese. So she's fairly light complected, you know.
Yeah, just a mix like a lot of us are.
Sure are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Them port cities, you know. Any port in a storm. She told me about her grandfather. He was a white Spaniard. He was left over from the Spanish occupation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was land wealthy and all that. Then he got addicted to opium.
Oh crap!
Yeah, there went all the land. Yeah, there went all the land. She said he was an old guy sitting outside smoking opium, and he would give away, like, you know, from that tree to that tree, that's now your land in exchange for
money.
Opium, yeah.
Or just straight up opium. Lovely. Opium.
Yeah. So
we gotta think that they do that with certain landowners on purpose.
Certainly,
mm-hmm.
They do care. They target them, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he was left over. He was left over from the Spanish occupation, and he had tens of thousands of acres of land. You know, yeah, and it's all gone. It all went in the pipe. You know.
Well, it really is true. They'll give everything they have for another high.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely true. They'll break into your house. They'll do whatever it takes, Barry. You're absolutely right.
So, Tibor, what did the tribal do about it? If the family supposedly did not exist, did they do anything as far as going up against that, whatever, non-for-profit? I'm just curious.
That's so dirty. How could
it is very dirty, and it's very upsetting. That's the problem, is the enemy gets into these good works and poses as good and does evil things.
That's so bad, man.
Sullies the name.
It just gets me that those people, it doesn't even bother them. they're so jaded that it doesn't bother them to do something like that.
And whether the parents realize it or not, when they see that child and they see the prospect of adopting that child, they don't realize that their heart is already set on that child.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that carpet pulled out from underneath them like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the lady who works at the pub, her mom got off the Navajo reservation because she joined the U.S. military. And she married a Japanese American in the U.S. military. And that's how she got off the Navajo. She was the Dene Navajo. Her mom was.
Oh.
And she's half Japanese and half American Indian. Beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Down, Bob, down.
Her sister is
start getting out Chianti and some
hot. Yeah, like that, Carol. Because when I first met her, I said, "You're Japanese, but you're not. You're native, but you're not." She goes, "You spot on. How'd you recognize me?" She's Navajo and Japanese. It's like her sister's just
beautiful.
A nice Chianti and some fava beans.
My junior and senior year in high school was in Fredonia, Arizona, and it has a section of the town is set up for Navajos that want to come on off the main reservation, which is just a little ways away.
Yeah,
and half the track team was Navajos.
Oh, okay.
There were some pretty cute looking girls there in high school.
Oh yeah, I remember one family. Well, I grew up with a lot of natives out here in the Pacific Northwest. Tons of them. We used to run around with them, and they're just my friends.
Yeah.
Then a family moved in from another part of the country, and they were a different gene pool. And her name was Josie. Oh my Lord! Tall, slender. The natives here in the Northwest look very Asian.
Yeah.
But in the other parts of the U.S., they're different gene pool. Man, I had such a crush on her, but she had the biggest, meanest brother I have ever seen.
Watch you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just found this picture of me picking my dad's cucumbers.
Right.
No wonder he kept his garden outside the fence. I was little like that. So I probably would go in and pick things that looked like they needed to be picked. Oh, look at that little fruit. Boop.
If you want to share some private pictures of you picking cucumbers like that right now, I wouldn't turn.
I do have a top on, Bob. I have a top on. It's just the way it looks. Okay.
I don't care about when you're a kid. I don't care about that.
I keep my clothes on when I'm picking peppers.
This took a strange turn.
It did.
Well, I knew where he was forecasting.
You knew. Yeah, you know me well enough. Yeah.
That's right. I was reading Bob. I read Bob. I'm trying to see if I had another one. That's too funny.
I don't care about kids.
Cool.
Women I like.
This is my mom's outfit from the 50s. I wore it to a 50s party and it fit me perfect.
Nice.
And then sadly, this 3/4 sleeve sweater that goes over the dress disappeared. We don't know what happened to it.
Oh.
I know. Made me so sad, but I still have that yellow dress. I got it back when Mom came to live here. I was so excited to see it again.
Reading Bob is dangerous. I'm just a perv.
It's true.
I just got a pervy mind, but I don't act on it. Stay with.
You got to be careful what pages you turn, Glenn. You're
That's
right.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's okay to skip a chapter. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Let it go.
Never skip to the end because you will be freaked out and
you know.
Just kidding. trying to. What was the other?
I just like goofing around, but my one and only is my little missus. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I had graduation pictures in here from college.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend in middle school. She was like part Cherokee. And you could tell it. She was gorgeous.
My mom. Yeah. My mom was one half Caucasian and one half Seminole from Florida. And I can see why, my dad was stationed there in Kissimmee, Florida during World War II. And I remember seeing pictures of her when she was a young lady. And oh my God, she was freaking gorgeous, man. I can see why Dad just grabbed up on her,
So it's inherited.
Sure. I'm a man, just like my dad. My first, the brown girls are just part of my gene pool, man. My first girlfriend was Filipino. We grew up here in the Northwest with so many, Japanese, Filipinos, natives, Indonesians, and all that. And just it was normal for us up here in the Northwest.
Have a good time, gardening prepping.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Huh? Yeah, have a good time. Enjoy. Have you seen those canoes that are like, you can carry them like a suitcase, and then they open up and you snap and pull a little.
Yeah, some of the kayaks and stuff now are just.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I love the idea though.
Yeah, Bob, I had a lot of guys in my grade very angry with me.
Oh, because you were moving in on the pretty girl?
She moved in on me.
Oh. No choice there. Yeah.
And I was just like, yes, please.
Yeah. I won't say no.
The natives that were in Cuba were, sorry, Barry, were quite attractive too. And when they intermixed, they got some gorgeous women out of it.
Oh yeah,
like tall Amazonian looking.
The Spanish occupation all over Central and South America. Wow, man! You look at like Shakira. She's part native and part Spaniard, and man, they left behind some beautiful grandkids, man.
Yeah, the origami kayaks, LG. Yep. I saw one actually on All Places, the Hallmark Channel. Sorry, Barry. So how is this woman that she found you and just you were her piece, huh?
Evidently, yeah.
You did it. You rocked her boat.
It's funny because her dad liked me. He was like, one of those dads that when you first meet him, you're like, oh, shit, he could whip him,
Mm-hmm.
And me and her dad hit it off, and then we started getting serious, and then my mom tells me one day after school, go through your stuff, we're moving again. I'm like, oh my God.
No. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Oof, that was a very long evening.
Yeah.
I bet.
I went over there and had a talk with her, and it wasn't very pleasant.
Oh, how old were you guys? Like,
I would have been in 7th grade. So.
Oh yeah.
When you're first starting out, yeah. Mm-hmm.
First young love.
I remember probably why I'm attracted to brunettes. It's just like she had. Oh, she was just.
My two brothers look like we had Native American, and there was always a rumor around the family that we had Blackfoot.
Well, if you look at my skin color, you can see the native in me. I'm not white,
Yeah, we have olive complexion.
I tan like that. Bam.
Yeah, my dad and I, and even my sister, when she would like iron out her hair, like literally iron it. Yeah, that's the one that's not so nice.
Me and Gil must be the odd ones. We must have Irish in our heritage.
Oh, I totally have Irish, but I mean,
my great grandfather. My great grandfather was from Cork County, Ireland, or County Cork.
County Cork,
Ireland.
I think, is where we're from too.
And but on my mom's side, my grandmother's maiden name is Schwartz, and that's from Western Germany on the border with France.
Yeah.
And then on back on my dad's side, his mom's mom was a Fri-Yay from France.
That's where all this divisionary stuff that the woke group is doing, all the dividing, trying to, it's like, what are you talking about, man? People here in the States have been mixed blood forever. We're not.
I'm Heinz 67.
Yeah, well, are you out of your
every
mind?
European country. I got family in every European country.
Yeah. It's like, are you out of your mind? You're going to try to say that, are you out of your mind? Try to say that we're abusing each other. You're nuts, man. That's just how it is in the States.
Yeah.
That's why that new, well, it's not new now, but a lot of people still don't know about it. But there's that blood work that you can get done, and it goes deep into your gene pool, and it figures out exactly where your bloodline goes. And
I want to do that.
It's eye-opening. I do too, because I do know the Scottish and the Irish, but it's more Irish. But I don't know about the rest, because over the billions of centuries, people have intermingled with other races. So there's
always have.
Yeah.
Always.
It's like my mom's cousins did our genealogy for my mom, for their side of the family, going back the Hills, the Crumrines, and the Schwartzes, and I'm related to every royal house in Europe, including John Lackland, aka Prince John of Robert Spain, Constantine.
How did you guys go that far back?
Of Norway in 600 and something AD, but they tied in not too far back. Started tying into royal families. Of course, we were the descendants of the third or fourth or fifth son. That Yeah. You ain't going to inherit the throne. You're going to inherit this little 50 acres over here.
The potty chair, the royal potty chair.
The royal squatty potty. I love a squatty potty.
You're going to be a baronet over here.
Yeah.
And then it's like the third or fourth son of the baronet, and it's like I don't want to be. I'm going to go out and make some money elsewhere.
Yeah. Exactly. Sorry, I was trying to find a picture of Rick. I can't.
Well, it was interesting. My mom traced it way back to when London originally burned. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, all the way back to that, and that's when records stopped. For the English, and my name is English, but once they got here to the States, they started mixing it up with everybody. In old Europe, the only way, a lot of people never even left the original village that they were born in. It was all on foot,
Yeah.
They might marry someone from the neighboring village.
Maybe. Yeah. A lot of times they just didn't, because there was no transportation in those times. It was all on foot. Only the wealthy people had horses. Old Europe.
There's a couple times on the German side there where it's like you got these two married. Well, you go parents, grandparents, great grandparents. Oh, wait a minute, these are brother and sister at great grandparent level.
Yeah, it could be.
And several times it did that because there was just the way things were.
Yeah.
So they're like, third or fourth cousins, and they're getting married.
Well, I'll be right back.
Hey, Stephanie.
Mom, look how cute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I really would like to know, because my great grandmother, I think this might even be her brother. We had Scheidel was one of our names, our German names. So I'm curious to know where that one was. Becker wasn't, I think, who married into, but Myers was our big. That was one of the big German names, and that name is all over PA, like all over PA and inland. But I'd like to know. That was where the county Cork came up too for me when I was looking. I see.
Hey, our cabin in the woods.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, I'm sorry. No, I just said the German side. My Irish side was O'Malley from Mullen, and they were.
Mrs. should be here soon with my cheeseburger. Have our first little sit down cheeseburger in the new house. Yeah,
I'd like a cheeseburger.
Happy Meals, huh?
This just cheeseburger, but I found a way to start getting the other folks in the house to start moving.
Yeah,
I started taking the food out of the other house. Now now we've got washer and dryer, and I got to experiment, So I started taking the laundry soap and all that stuff and clothes, and it's like I'm kind of stuck in a bind because I'm the only one who's not working. I'm retired, but they work 12 hours a day every day. So it's like,
a lot harder.
Come on, guys. You need to take this seriously. We got through the month of November, and we got to be out of there.
Yeah. Time to transition over.
Yeah.
Here's that. I pulled this for you, Bob. There's the house. See me laying in it? That was the dog house that I got the spider bite in.
That one.
That was the end of laying in the dog house my dad built. That was actually, this is Kilo. I wonder what my sister named that after.
Kilo.
It's just a system of measurement, that's all.
It's just a system of measurement we do not really use in the United States except for...
Miami. Bingo. Yeah.
Crazy. Yep. But I mean, mine was crazier too because I named mine Rabbit. My black dog was named Rabbit.
I thought it was really cute though. The neighboring couple, I had already met their black lab. And they brought him over here. I already met him through the fence. And here she comes, and I just go to her. Yeah, I just go to her on the fence and go, "Wow, you're really ferocious. What's your name?" I can see through the fence her tail's just like that, So they brought the dog with them, and the dog was, she might bark at you. And I said, "Yeah, we've already met, haven't we?" And the dog's like, "Oh, I remember you." Yeah.
Cute. I know your name. You're not afraid of me.
You're not afraid of you. You're not scared. So you're not up to no good.
Yeah. Well, our cabin in the woods asked me a question, so here's the answer to that question they asked. Well, tonight we have 35 degree cold. Tomorrow night's 33. Then Sunday night is 32. So we actually have a freezing night. Then it warms back up a little bit, and then starting next Saturday for the next 7 days, all the lows are in the 20s.
Oh, it's down.
So it's getting there. The high on the 28 is 51 degrees with a low of 27.
You would have to. You just made me look at my weather forecast. Thanks a lot, Gil. I appreciate you there.
I had to see it, Gary, because my ears started popping and I started to get one of those low pressure headaches.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because as it came in, you could feel the front, like in my head, I can feel it in my ears. Yeah. And then it's like it just lightened up. And sure enough, it showed on the satellite the weather skirting my area. It just kind of came up to the edge and then went up north and missed us. We could have used the rain. Would have been nice.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my weather thing here.
My ears pop when the pressure systems drop.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I got a week to finish getting all that the remaining of the firewood indoors before it gets cold.
Yeah.
The only significant percentage of possibility of rain is on the 28th, and that's 24% possibility of precipitation. Of course, then when it's 51 degrees, when it's that cold, it may be snow.
Oh my goodness, really?
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta go check the laundry.
Looks like it's gonna work this time. Let's see here. Or no, it might just lock everything up for me. You bugger, you.
Oh my gosh. Seeing some of these pictures, my dad looked like he had a few too many in this picture.
Yeah. You know what's weird is, when I got my first 17-inch monitor, it was a couple $100.
Yeah.
I just bought a okay, Barry put the one. Okay, there we go. Barry got it.
Oh wow.
I got a new TV for the living room for the grandkids. It was 128 and it's a 32-inch.
I know, right? We were just saying that, like, when I got a laptop from Dell and it was a 72-inch monitor. I mean, it's what you just said, the other one. It was the big 17. Monitor, 17-inch. And yeah, now I've got this little 13 number that cost me so much money because it's a Mac. But it was so heavy that laptop. I could kill somebody with it.
I take that word again that you're sliding out of here.
Good morning, you all. See you in a few hours. Oh, okay.
Where to begin? Have a good night.
Have a good night. Where to begin? I love this picture.
Yeah.
So,
Mom and I asleep on the couch. Dad took it.
Oh,
I got to find the picture that my dad had. I'm not sure where it is right now. I think it's in one of the files that my wife still has, but it's a picture of a bunch of cowboys sitting around a table in Las Vegas. They're all wearing hats except for one of them. The one not wearing a hat, I freaked out when I saw it. When I first saw the picture, I was 31. I thought it was me. And I showed it to my wife. She goes, "When did you get that picture taken?" It was my dad.
Oh my gosh.
There was that much resemblance.
Wow, that is cool.
Really
and it was about when he was 30 years old.
That's cool.
And it's like, I wish I had his hair though. He kept his black hair, it thinned a little bit, but he kept it solid.
That's my brother Rick. That's who I was looking for. He passed when he was 16. But tell me he doesn't look Native American.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's my dad's side, where we think the Blackfoot Indian comes down from. But yeah, that's so cool when you resemble them that much. That it's like, what? Wait a minute.
Oh,
I look like my daddy.
Bob's purifying the house again.
I don't blame him after what he said.
Yeah, when they came up today, the contractors came up. I was asleep actually. It was like I forgot to set my alarm, so I was actually going to get up at 8. So they showed up at 8.
Oh, night, Glenn. Glenn left.
Good night, Glenn.
Go ahead,
so,
Barry.
I raised up because I heard a vehicle go all the way to the top of the hill, and I thought nobody, it doesn't sound like a vehicle that I'm used to hearing, so it's nobody that should be up there. And I came out, and there's 2 rough-looking people come out, and I thought, because first impressions, you know how that is, and I seriously thought they were. Forgive me, Triple D Communications. I don't mean this. I don't mean any harm, but I thought they were meth heads, and I thought they were up there to dump trash up there in my yard. But, oh heck no! And then he introduced himself, and he told me what he was here for, and I said, "Oh shoot, I thought I was going to break bad with you guys." So I said, "You're a little bit bigger than me," but I mean, I don't like that. That's. I think we have a gate, so we removed it from the See, my pole is over in the field where they used to keep horses. So my telephone pole, my transformer, and all that stuff is out there. So in my front yard, between my front yard and my neighbor's backyard, is the right of way. We have to keep that so that they can have access to that pole.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took the gate off, and we're going to end up putting it up here at the top to keep people from just coming up there. Because me and a friend noticed that there was some trash that wasn't there before.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
I don't know when that happened.
Yeah, Bob always says that too with the trash. Like that's one way of telling when they drop stuff. Here's oh my gosh, look at my dad's old car. I remember that thing.
Datsun?
Yeah, it was a Datsun.
240.
Yeah, he had a long time before that when we were in Virginia. He had a Carmagia, and of course my older brother wrecked it.
I had a Carmagia too.
Did you?
It was so much fun.
Yeah, that's it was a fun car for him. He's a pretty practical guy, and then his son wrecks it. That always seemed to happen. All the kids wrecked my dad's cars. Maybe that's why he got me my own. So he wouldn't get his heart set on another car.
Like, don't let your brother drive this. Yeah, the Carmagia was fun until and I knew it was rusting, but it was such an odd place. But the rust was coming up from the front, right above the wheel. Oh Lord, now I just forgot what it is. Yeah, right on the fender well, the strut had actually rusted through.
Oh wow!
And I was heartbroken because it would have cost so much to have that fixed. But I mean, the rest of the vehicle was in great shape. It was just that one spot.
So I'm nervous about that with Hannah's car that she's getting from my mom and dad. It's the Volkswagen Passat wagon. Supposedly they've had problems with, the whole engine just goes. I forget what part it is, but basically you need a new engine after that part goes.
Either the timing belt or what?
I don't know if it's a timing belt because I've had that happen. I think I would have remembered it. I've had that happen with the 626 Mazda.
Well, that's just the main crank.
Yeah, it's something major, but it's like it's a cat. It's like a catch.
Oh, yeah, it's the crankshaft. That's more money than the vehicle's worth, really.
Steffi was 16 and he dove into a community pool, I believe it was, or a pool, shallow end, and actually broke his neck. He was not with my family. He was with his mother had him at that point. He wasn't with my dad. We were all out at the Outer Banks on a vacation when my poor father found out. I was 3.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, Tibor. It was a 2010 Tibor. So I hope it.
Good night, our cabin in the woods.
Oh, good night, our cabin. I hope it hangs in there. Because what a gift. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bob.
I just stepped into the house and I got a little momentary creepy.
Oh, no,
that's why I lit some incense and I brought my cameras over. So I've got cameras on the inside of the house. And I'm just gonna
throw up some, you know what? Put up some mirrors. The demonic stuff does not like mirrors. Yep.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. They say that too about ghosts, that they don't like them either.
Yeah, that's why I lit some more incense. It's like it's kind of at the bottom of the stairs, so it'll go all the way upstairs and fan out.
It is the right month for it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Bob moving in October.
Honestly, the creepiness started back in August. If really for me, I've felt it since August. I'm like something is amiss.
Yeah. It's like, but anxiety too can form into dread. So if you have anxiety,
it's true.
Bring on
true.
that feeling.
Very true. That's one thing. It might be just the new, but I'm gonna make a video and I'll put it on not on private but on the other setting for my friend. But yeah, my friend
unlisted.
And my friend in England, he does a Halloween video every year, and I participated several years about true stories that have happened to me.
Yeah.
And, I'll tell the story about what we saw in the old house or the other house, about the shadow people and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. I like the English. The English here on YouTube are pretty good people, man. They're pretty solid,
Yeah. In fact, I wonder where 8 is tonight. I haven't seen him.
You see what too much coffee does to you, Gil?
Busy.
Oh, Bob.
Think you have a thyroid?
You always gotta call me out when you do that weird Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
The Merkins came out with a new video. Hannibal, and it's if I can find it here. It's hang on here. YouTube Merkins, and it's
the only granddaughter, my daughter. I think she was spoiled a little bit. Just a tad.
She's adorable.
Thank you.
Where is it here?
She's
still adorable. This is her with grandma.
Right on. Mm-hmm.
Such a love.
Okay, it's Hannibal. It's the name of the video, music video is called Hannibal Lecter, quote, "Fry me a liver," sung to
Fry me a liver.
Cry me a river.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you would enjoy that one, Hannibal Lecter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I saw this picture of my husband and I when I was younger, and at first I thought I was wearing ripped jeans. It took me a minute to realize that's a baby doll's head sitting on my lap.
You got a baby. It's
poking
out.
Doll. I'm burping it.
A baby's poking out.
Yes, I'm burping the baby as it's poking out. Yes, it wants to come out and see the world.
I thought of a real simple invention, just those old merry-go-rounds that were manually pushed on. The women can lay on that, and it's for giving assistance of giving birth. Just use
ready. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Push.
Oh, we got her.
Yeah. I always thought like those swings would be more fun though. Give me a little of that gas like at the dentist. A little, they do that over in Europe. Just let me relax and swing, and when it's time, I go into the nice hot tub. That's not really hot.
Yeah.
And it swims out. No problem. Little baby just swims right out.
I've got more reactions talking about that centrifugal force device, for giving birth. The women are like, "Are you out of here?"
Around. Terrible.
That's why That's why I have never underestimated females. Women, I've never underestimated. Because man, women can tolerate that much pain and suffering for a year, and then oh shit, women are tough, man. They're tough.
I remember just getting up, throwing up, and putting my clothes on for work. Get up, throw up, go to work.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant with Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah gave me so much morning sickness. It was awful. Oh, here I am. I think that was right out of Little League softball.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how big that bat is, though. Tell me that was not my bat. I don't think so.
That was an adult.
Definitely would be choking up. Yeah, that was definitely staged.
Mm-hmm.
Too big. Here's me being benched as a cheerleader because my grades were bad at the private school.
Like,
because I had a little bit of ADHD and dyslexia nobody caught. I wonder why my grades were bad. Oh dear. So sad. I look at some of these pictures and it just makes me so sad because it's like drugs. Oh, mental illness, death. Ugh. I liked what you said, Bob. I might end up eventually doing that. Doing like the pyre Is that how they call it when they used to do that for the dead bodies and send it out? Except for do it with pictures.
Yeah,
just release the past.
Yeah, that's I learned that from the Filipinos that you don't keep pictures around of your late relatives.
Yeah,
that's how they release them and let them out of your thoughts. And
they let them rest. Is what you said. I like that idea.
I do too.
Let them rest.
In fact, I did that with my photo albums of all the folks who are late, and it's like, well, just.
That's yesterday.
Yeah.
Can't bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Can't bring it back. But I would have my other reasons for burning certain ones. Cathartic.
Yeah.
Would that be before or after you take the knife to the picture?
Yeah. Take this. Or I make a little voodoo doll. What do you call those things that they stick pins in? Yeah. Voodoo doll.
Hey, get this. When we had that other Filipina over here for delivering the food and waiting for the priest, I was talking to her about, my wife's sister lives over in England. And one day my wife takes a picture out of my photo album and goes, "Have you been there?" I said, "Yeah, I've been there." Well, that's the same town where my sister lives.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what a small world,
Yeah.
And then I went later to review my photo albums, and all of my ex-wife and girlfriend's photos are gone. And then that Filipina that was here, she burst out laughing.
Yeah. Don't need them anymore. No.
No. You don't need to see that anymore. Yeah.
That's right.
She went through all my photo albums and took all the female pictures out.
Yep, that was
did any of those females call up complaining that they had sudden pains in their back or pricks in their neck, or somebody was stabbing a voodoo doll with their picture on it?
Totally disconnected from all them, man. That was yesterday. Goodbye, good riddance. Yeah. But she took that upon myself because I had been to the Philippines once before and met a lady there, and that didn't work out.
Another shot of them too.
And all her pictures were gone too. So
interesting.
Well,
my husband had an album of his first marriage, but he has a child from that first marriage, and I was like, "That is for her. It no longer belongs in our house."
Mm-hmm. That's what my missus did.
And he had jewelry that he had taken back when she left him that he had given her.
Yeah.
We melted that down and used that as credit for our wedding band. So I like your wife. I'm out right up her alley.
The other lady who was here was laughing because she did the same thing to her husband's photo album. He was married to an American before, and all of the female pictures are gone.
Here's my brother's hot rod, I guess, for back in the day. I don't know what that is.
That looks like a Z28.
It does look like a Z28, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Back then.
It is.
Did they have them back in the 75?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Okay. Then that's probably what it was. It did look like that, but I didn't realize that car was around that long.
That was before Japan didn't know if Nissan would catch on, because that was the real company name, so they named them Datsun.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's wild. But yeah, that was he was always in the cars. He's the one that ended up getting, I think it's like a kit car. They're really expensive. Ah, crap. Maybe I'll remember it later. It's shaped kind of like that, but it's got that circular front. Cobra. I think it's called Cobra.
Shelby Cobra?
Yeah, he had a Cobra.
Oh.
He sold it. He now has some kind of electric truck that he's gotten. He's always been into toys like that.
A Shelby Cobra right now would buy you 3 houses. Yeah, maybe 4.
He's the one in California that lives in wine country with his.
I only saw one.
They're the uppies. The uppies. Yeah.
I only saw one real Shelby Cobra. Wow, only one. And If you owned one of those, yeah, you could just sell that off and retire. Because some collector out there would buy it, you know.
He sold it off and I think bought a house that they flipped. Like he flipped it.
That.
He doesn't do that anymore. He like oversees the people who do. But yeah, he flipped a house. It was gorgeous what he did. He did like the Waterfall Edge before it was popular on HGTV.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was a 260Z? It was a nice car. You think it was
260D? Yeah.
I have some of those, Idaho. I do too. I love seeing that and seeing faces that look familiar.
And Opel at the same time, that's a German manufacturer. They had a car that looked much like that. But I haven't seen an Opel here in the U.S. since the 70s.
Yeah, Opels were a bit smaller too.
That's why I was trying to match my daughter's hair. She came out with my husband's hair. My hair is like freaking out.
What was it? The Opel Manta?
Blonde.
Opel Manta, and a friend of mine, he had an Opel something else. It was a sedan. But wow, the German handling of their suspension system was amazing. Those guys were really precise.
Yeah, they make really great heavy cars too that can handle the weather up north. The Germans.
Yeah. There was Corsa, Astra, Insignia, Cadet. What else here? Trying to find all the different ones.
Oh, so sad. Oh, that's better. Sorry, I'm trying to gather pictures of Mom. And sort.
Oh, there's my missus.
Oh, I thought I heard something.
Yeah, we got the Wi-Fi working, baby. Well, as soon as Vince arrived, it all started working just like that. Oi, there's my Burger. Salama.
Is that how you say it, Burger?
I tease her because that's how she says it.
Oh,
she used to say it like that. Now she just says burger.
Like
Burger, yeah. Have a burger.
Nothing wrong with a little burger once in a while.
A burger.
A cheeseburger.
I wish.
I love cheeseburgers. I really loved them when I got my sinus surgery and they gave me Vicodin. I wanted a cheeseburger every night.
I'm gonna turn the webcam. I'm gonna turn the webcam on you, hon. Oh my God, no! I'd probably. No. She got a purse in front of her face.
Oh.
I did some laundry, baby. Right here.
Tell her we all say hello.
So she's already in the house. She's already in the house.
Well, I was going to say, so it's not creepy that I just say hello.
Yeah,
welcome. That's the door to the house right there. So, yeah. She just never. The only time I can get her on camera is when we're overseas. That's the only time. Other than that, it's like
Here's Bob. Here's the age difference when I was born. Why? Oh, Bob leaves.
Huh. Sounds like he's closing the garage door.
Oh, okay. Bob, here's the age difference of the two sisters that grew up despising me.
Well,
I said, here's the age difference. That's me as a baby. That's my 16. I think she was around that 16-year-old sister holding me. And then the one in the back was 10. And they bonded over hating me over the last years of my father's life. Of a hate that was always actually there. Because I made them the middle children. I probably would hate me too.
I had the same situation with my brother and sister. Mom passed away, and I said, goodbye, good riddance, and I haven't forgotten a damn thing you've done.
Yeah. Well, my sister reached out, I think it was 3 days after the fact of the hurricanes, like, oh, just thinking of you, hoping you're okay. Are you really? Or are you hoping I'm dead? What kind of hook is that for? I'm not biting.
Maybe she got enlightened and she's feeling sorry.
Yeah, she goes through that because she's bipolar, and I don't mess with it anymore because I've been hooked before, and then it disappears, and she's a total to me. Like when my dad he wasn't in his last stage of ALZ. She flat out said to me, "Well, we're hoping he just dies." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Yeah, she would say stuff like that.
Yeah, my brother said something like that about my mom.
Yeah. Heartless, like just heartless stuff. And then the other one saying about how that she was going to take everything. But she's my sister that's handicapped, so nobody would ever see that side of her because she acts so sweet in front of everybody. You know, they both always made sure they sent people like cards in the family. They made themselves look perfect. Very narcissistic.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Plastic.
And always made me feel stupid. They always were like, "Oh, I can't believe it. You're so dumb. Oh, what a ding dong." Like, I'm sorry, only dad can call me that because he's teasing me and he actually has faith in me. You can't. Oh, here's the old pictures. There we go. That is, I think, my great grandfather. Yep, great grandfather, mom's side. And that is my mother making the face in the back. That was after they had lost. That was after they had lost their father to a car accident, though. This is my grandfather. He died in a car accident and fell asleep at the wheel. Such a handsome man. Such a handsome man. So sad. But yeah, I love looking at the old pictures too. But I look more like, I think, my dad's side of the family than my mom's. Oh, here's a better picture when they were older. That's my sexy Aunt Bobby right there. And then there's Mom.
Bobby's got it moving, man.
Yeah, Bobby had some boobies. My mom always was like, my mom's like, she got the Myers genes, the long legs and the boobs. I'm like, oh, that would suck, Mom. I'm so sorry. Have your sister have like this awesome body. But then she told me one time, she goes, yeah, but we were at the public pool one time and she came out of the pool and one of those boobs was hanging out and she didn't realize it. She walked around the whole pool before I could tell her. I was like, oh, okay. Oops. Yep. I'm like, however you get joy out of that.
I was just trying to put one of them boobs back in and I got arrested.
Just trying to help that person. I've had that happen where one just floats up and you come up in the ocean and you're with people in the ocean talking. And it just floats up and it's just sitting there on top of the water.
When I was stationed in Las Vegas, was an enormous water slide.
Oh God.
And oh my God.
That was probably entertaining.
The tops would come right off the girls. I mean, just come right off.
You guys probably would wait at the bottom of the slide.
Yeah. My date was sitting there, laughing about it, and a lot of the girls were just like, "Oh well," they did, like, well, you've seen them, find her top and put it back on. Some of the girls would freak out,
They would find it. That's terrible.
Yeah, because it would take them off. I mean, just
instead of just raising it over.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my grandmother and my grandfather and Bobby, the one with the boobies. They're so young. But yeah, that's hilarious because we had one of those. But it was the backs too. They would get up and they had like huge wedgie.
Oh, what? Yeah,
bikini bottom. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the tops were misplaced.
Yeah, you see the girls sit there and push down their bottom, and sometimes they would flip them up to here, and they'd pull it down. But some of the girls were just like, oh well,
some of us knew to tie our tops tighter before we went down stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, that's Las Vegas. That's where I was stationed at for a couple of years. It was Las Vegas, man. You never know what you're going to see in that town.
No, I know. And the rides on top of some of those buildings, I didn't know they had that. I didn't know they had like amusement rides that you can go on.
Roller coasters and the egg beaters that spin around and all of a sudden it goes out over the air. And
yes.
Hell no, I ain't getting on that ride.
My friend did it. She was so ballsy, and then she found out she was pregnant, and her parents were like, "You were pregnant." She's like, "But I didn't know." She's like, "I didn't do it on purpose. Like I didn't know I was pregnant." But she was ballsy like that. No fear over that stuff.
Yeah. When I was stationed there, I really didn't get much time off, so I just didn't have a lot of time to spend in Las Vegas. I had the best time last time when wife and I went there, sitting on Fremont Street, freaky Fremont. Oh, I had a great time there. That was
LG. At least nobody had phones back then. Oh, nice, Steph. Oh, thank you, Idaho. I didn't see your comment.
Oh, you live in Boulder? Okay, Idaho. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was stationed at Nellis, just outside Las Vegas, for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
And my grandmother my dad's mom lived in Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, LG, they did make us do that. So what the heck happened with those girls? They just must have went, during the ride. You had to do this. Basically, it was helping you. It was also so your arms going out getting stuck. This is so scary.
There's a water world in Concord, California. My son worked there for a while, and they tell them going down the one slide, everybody cross your ankles.
Oh.
And someone went down there and it was going like this, feet up in the air and everything else. Bottom, instant enema.
I was just thinking that was so gross. So
there you go. Where's the bathroom? The person just freaked out. My son he said he just lost it laughing.
Oh my gosh, that would be horrible. I would never want to do any of those rides ever again.
No.
Ever. Oh, this is the chair that I stuck my silly putty in. It was my father's favorite chair back in the 70s. Poor dad. That stuff does not come out of that kind of fabric at all. Melts into it. My mom was a quilter at one point in her life. Did a bunch of quilts. I think that was like an 80s thing. A 70s and 80s thing. The quilt making. But yeah, we had the matching couch and everything to that chair, and I ruined his chair. Look at these are pictures of Florida when they came down here years ago. This was 82. Look at this storm cloud.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. That was Florida when they visited. There's another one. Mom caught it. Jeez. That's
Seek shelter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There, same one. Look at how heavy that is.
Wall cloud. Look at that.
Yeah, right. Look at it. Looks like it's just going to crush those cars. Boop.
It does. It looks like boom. Mm-hmm.
I'd be looking around. Okay, where is the funnel?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like that. Mm-hmm. I guess we weren't scared because here I am in the back of the car laughing my ass off.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back, guys.
No clue. No clue. That was my dad had an orange Pontiac Safari, and everybody thought it was a Vega. I remember that. It was one of my first cars I got to drive, and the fuel injection wasn't there, and it was so bad we had to actually pump the gas before we start the car.
Oh, God.
To get it going. I don't know where this... Oh, this must be Georgia in 82. There's more storm clouds we're driving through. I actually like driving in the rain when I'm traveling because people get off the road. They get off the road or they slow down and I can pass them. Because it doesn't bother me from living here.
LG, I was thinking the same thing, the big mother alien ship from Independence Day Resurgence or whatever it was called.
Yeah. Learn the hard way. It only took you one time, I guess, though.
Mothership is another
right? You're awesome. Oh, sorry, Barry. Go ahead.
Mothership is another name for some of the storm clouds that will produce a tornado.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Because they're round. Have you seen those, Gil? Where they're just round.
Mm-mm.
That's what they call the mothership, and they bring some pretty nasty storms with them.
Yeah, I've never lived in that part of the country. I've lived, in Arizona and stuff. We'd get, sparse, just be sparse clouds all over the place. But we get lightning. It would start like 50 miles out, and you would see it, and it would go all the way around you. Take about 10 seconds, and it come back, and it would hit, and then the whole thing just like a neon strobe and disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that was up there in southern Utah, northern Arizona.
Gosh, I wish I knew which state this was. It's so pretty. I'm ready. I'm like ready to move after this.
Yeah, I have a cloud.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen now with my husband's job. He needs another job that he can feel like he knows it, like he knows this job. And I don't know what that would be, because he's been in the lawn and ornamental business for as long as I've known him. So just different companies. Oh my gosh, this is my nephew. And when we were in this pool and it was this trip, I put my face in the water and come up and everybody's laughing. Come to find out the kid shit in the pool while I was underwater.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine a young girl having to deal with that? Like, so disgusted. I was like, ew!
Kids can be so cruel.
I know, right? I'll show you. Well, his mother too. Look at what his mom has him in.
It wasn't diarrhea. Good thing it wasn't diarrhea.
Well, who knows what it was? It was floating in the pool, and it was not looking so nice. So, definitely wasn't a hard, solid, Gil. It was gross.
Oh,
nasty. But yeah, there's no swim diaper or diaper on this kid. He's in like a little Speedo. Leave it to, that's my older sister, the expert on everything.
Ooh,
it is.
Why I'm yawning so much.
That was me last night. I had the yawns really bad.
But it was a Baby Ruth.
People were thinking the same movie I am.
It was a
Patty
baby.
Shack.
I should have just taken a bite of it, Tibor. That was so gross.
Well, one thing about it, Carol, you would never do that again.
That's right. I will never do that again.
It only takes doing it once.
Even with my son, because I know he's pooped in his own pool too. Even with a swim diaper on, somehow he's managed. I would say he's managed because my husband is probably reading some kind of article on his phone, and my son is over there squeezing one out and doesn't want to keep it in his pants. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that big spit wad on the ceiling that I thought was a turd. What a relief that it was a spit wad. I thought he did the throwing of the turd like he did that one morning. I don't think you were with us yet, Barry. I woke up and Malachi had a big turd underneath his crib that he had pulled out of his pants. I'm like, why does it smell like poo? Where is that smell coming from? Oh. I've changed you. Like I picked up this little piece over here and here that you took out. Where is it? And sure enough, I look under the crib and there's a turd this long.
Oh no.
Like, thank you, honey. That's such a lovely way to wake up in the morning.
You really just have to be glad that you didn't have enormous feet and stepped on it.
It's true.
I mean, that would be my luck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was very fortunate I didn't step on it. Thank God. That was so disgusting. Oh, here's me playing Firman for the first time when it first came out on Atari. Ta-da! That was 1982. And this was at my uncle's house. My dad stayed up all night playing it, trying to like beat the game.
Well,
guys, I'm gonna have us finish this glass of ale and I'm gonna smoke with you guys, and I'll bounce off of here and go back to the other house and sleep with my missus.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I could
Is that what
sleep
she was
here,
saying? Giving you your cheeseburger and telling you it's time to pack it in?
Yeah. I wanted her to come over here and just, she's in there raiding the fridge for her lunch tomorrow. Hun, I put all of this food in here for you, and you haven't eaten. Jeez, it's a fridge full of stuff. I can't eat that much. I want to make you fat again. You have to eat all this food.
Oh my gosh. You just need one of these. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, here, this is a better picture. You need a big roasted pig. There you go. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Lechon Baboy.
Lechon, that's right. That's right. That was actually a luau they did that for with the church, the Sunday school. Did a big luau.
Yeah.
My parents were on the committee, I guess. There he is. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Goodbye, Mr. Pig.
Crispy.
We had those company picnics where my dad worked, and it was always it was like a surf and turf, but they would have the pig in the ground and all that stuff.
Oh, really? I see. I've never had it like that, like at a party where they put it out. I've only had it like served on platters at Christmas time.
My oysters that I actually literally made myself sick.
Oh.
You made yourself sick from
too
what?
many? You ate too many oysters?
Too many oysters, yeah.
Ew. It's a great way to get
my first time.
Oh.
And it just because nobody was checking on me, and I was I could eat like crazy back then.
Yeah, they slide right down.
And I had, hamburger and
you mixed
other stuff. I had shrimp, and I had
foods. Yeah, sounds like great food though.
It was. I mean, that was one thing about where Dad worked. They treated their employees really well, and because it was a privately owned business, a big corporation or anything. So
yeah,
they treated the employees right, and then they had they were like, bring your family, bring as many people as you want to.
I wish
IBM was like that in the very beginning.
So was Boeing. It used to be the Boeing family, but then when the Boeing bought out, not Lockheed. Yeah, it was Lockheed. Then it became the Boeing team. There's a big difference, and there's still the words. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That happened to my husband where he works too. Yep. He didn't. It was sad.
With the Boeing family before, and I remember being a new employee, and some of the senior citizens who still work there on the airplanes, without question, we'd get done with our work first, and then we go help them out and clean up their areas out of respect. But as soon as the team came in, no, if you can't keep up, you're out. And it was just like, that's why I pulled my ticket at 55 because I could see what was coming.
Yeah,
they're going to fire you. They're going to fire you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they're going to fire me because I had an injury on my foot. I couldn't walk, and I went, man, if I don't get back to work, which I can't, they're going to fire me. And that's when Mrs. says, "Well, I'm working now. Just retire. Go ahead. Get your pension. Get out of there while you can. Because if you get fired, you'll lose everything."
True. Yeah. That was smart. Thank God you guys could do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome.
Yeah, our last company picnic was Kings Island. So everything was paid.
Oh, yeah. Seattle Center used to do that for Boeing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Kings Island. I don't know. There's something. I don't really care for amusement parks as much as the rest of my family does.
Yeah.
But it's just me. I'm a duck.
Yeah. Before we knew how bad I guess Dad was, they had a GPS, like not on their phone, but like one of the GPSs. And they're like, oh, let's take Hannah to Hershey. And I was like, yeah. It really wasn't supposed to be like a huge drive. We didn't know Dad turned on the scenic route.
Oh, no.
We got there for the last 5 minutes of like part of Hershey being open and everything else was closed. And we got there too. And the whole amusement park was actually closed for season. It hadn't even opened up yet. Like my parents didn't even look into that. And it was like the weirdest trip ever. But what was funny was they ran in and went on the last ride. And we went for like all the food. They have a bakery there. We went to the bakery, my daughter and I.
Oh, guys, I'm going to have to bounce out. Thanks for the live tonight, Gil.
Yeah,
Happy Friday to everybody.
Yeah.
Mrs. is running around. Yeah.
You and the missus, be careful going back, and you have a great night.
Yeah.
Have
Good
a
night,
great
everybody.
night, Bob.
Glad
God
you're
bless.
in a new place.
You too,
bye
Bob.
for now.
Bye.
Take care, Bob.
See you soon.
Well, I found it.
What you find?
I'm going to share it here. From Caddyshack.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
He eats it. It's what? Just it's chocolate. Is that what you said?
It was a Baby Ruth bar. There was I looked it up. I googled the what was that? I googled the Caddyshack pool scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what came up, and they had all the different ones. One that actually showed the girl unwrapping it and getting bumped and it going flying into the pool.
Gosh, so nasty. Oh, here is the moped that I stole one night and then saw an opossum that came up to like the side of the tire, like was as big as the side of the tire. It came up so high, and I was like,
You're
crap. I'm going home. Yeah, I was naughty.
wow, you were a wild child.
I just took it out one night. Yeah, sometimes I could be a wild child. I actually wasn't that wild compared to my siblings. I was like, me being wild was taking the moped just for a little ride.
Mm-hmm. I took Mom and Dad's van for a ride one time.
Yeah, my sister took the car.
I didn't know they were keeping track of the mileage.
Oops. Yeah, my dad noticed that the moped had been moved from its original spot.
Yeah, the problem is I didn't have that special little card that allows you to do such things as I knew you had to have one, just didn't care.
Well,
it's funny because I ended up having that van when I moved out.
Yeah, I never snuck out their car. I snuck out maybe, but I never snuck out and took my parents' car.
Yeah, it was a 77 maxi van, Dodge maxi van. It was one that had that extended rear end on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fixed up for camping. So the bench in the back, if you pulled out the boards and laid them across these, they were actually bed rails.
Yeah.
Dad notched out the wood on both sides of those benches so you can put the rails down. And you laid 2 boards over top of that. It made a flat surface, and we put a big mattress on it. And then we had a bench seat next to it that was sitting this way instead of facing, the front of the vehicle. It was facing the sliding door. That was really cool.
It didn't have shag carpet in it, did it?
No, it had vinyl in it.
It had
vinyl. It was tacked to wood, and then the wood was shaped.
Easy to clean.
Yeah, that's why Dad put it. Plus, they put that spray foam insulation in. And then you know how Dodges back then were notorious for rusting? Mm-hmm. He had Rust-Oleum or that rust stuff put underneath it, the black stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say the body probably outlasted the rest of the vehicle.
Oh, wow.
I know. They had that 318 in it. There was always something wrong with it. Oh.
Funny gear. Yep, born to be wild. And I actually was the tame one in the bunch.
We also had a tent that attached to the back of it, to the back of the van. You would open the back doors up.
Oh, cool.
And just crawl out of the back of the van into the tent.
That's really cool, actually.
So you had the screen part that came off the van.
Yeah.
You had the center part was big enough, almost big enough for us all, but the girls slept in the van and the rest of us all slept in the tent. And then on the other side of the tent was like I guess we cooked on that side. So, we couldn't think of anything else to do with it.
Yeah.
But
I had several friends in junior high whose families they had the vans, they all had the same gross orangish colored shag carpet in it. The 70s gross orange shag carpet in the van.
Oh wow.
Dad had a black mat that went all the way from between the front seats all the way to the back end.
It was a Dodge. Hey, before I got a Dodge, cut that
out. He also had like those, those collars that you put the tube down into, and then you put the table onto it, like an RV table. He had one of those too, and all fit in those storage. There was storage underneath the benches, and then at the very back, in the corners, was storage too.
Nice. Sounds like it was meant to be a camper van.
It was because we went camping quite a bit, and it's usually
we rented a bubble top van and did, I think, one of the big parks in California, or maybe I forget if it was Yellowstone or Yosemite. It was Yosemite, I'm pretty sure. But as we were doing our ascent back home, I was up in the top of the bubble where it has that little bed. Oh my gosh, I got so sick because we had like eggs for breakfast back at camp, and I had stuffed myself, and got there. And I remember just going to get a drink in the water fountain. Poor people after me because I puked in the water fountain. It's amazing. You talking about a van and me looking at these pictures. What memories it jogs. That and the gophers were so horrendous. My mom was like boiling water and pouring them down the holes so we could just eat at the picnic tables.
Oh my gosh.
Without them popping up. Yeah. They were really, really bad. Really bad. Yeah, this is rough. Oh my gosh. My dad's parties and stuff. Oh, so rough. Well, I'm going to go call it a night. Thank you, Gil, for hosting. I really appreciate it. It made me happy to be here. Take my mind off of things for a little bit.
All right. Well, I got some acronyms popping up there for Dodge.
I always called it a damned old dirty gas heater.
There it is, darn dirty old gas eater.
Yep.
And on day guarantee expires. I'll tell you what, when I turned in the Dodge van to get this Dodge Journey, it went like crazy. I parked it in that parking lot for the trade-in, and it started going like the wiring and stuff. It was like it was possessed. I was like, great timing.
You dodged a bullet.
I dodged a Dodge bullet. Yep. Dodged a bullet from Dodge. Trust me, I would rather have a Jeep that just didn't have the, electric stuff inside. And I didn't want to do manual again, where you're going to roll down your window if you need directions or to talk to somebody.
Actually, believe it or not, I would love to get hold of my old 65 Dodge 1-ton. Manual locks, manual windows. Didn't have AC in it, but still, just because it was so little to go wrong with it that I couldn't fix. I mean, I literally at one time I was working on the engine, started raining. I just pulled the hood down over me, almost completely closed, and I had plenty of room in that engine compartment to work on that motor.
Oh wow! That's pretty cool.
In 1965, they didn't have all this crap on the engines.
Yeah.
It takes up 3/4 of the engine compartment.
Yeah. Now they hide everything, so it costs a lot of money just to go and get your oil changed.
Yeah.
They push things so far down in the engine.
I mean, it's like my Tundra I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't change the oil on it. I got to take it in because you have to drop the skid plate underneath to get to it. It's like,
Tell me that.
And then of course they didn't put one of the bolts in right, and it fell out on the road. So now there's only 3 bolts holding it on. It's like, dude, you're the only ones that have taken that thing off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Idaho. Yep, you need the computer diagnostic to figure out what's really wrong, and that could be wrong. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit off. There we go. Wedding day. Dun, 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 dun. There's those 2 young kids. What happened? Oh my gosh. We had a dry wedding because I have alcoholics in the family. Well, the place, what they would do is they would put Grand Marnier on your cake, or however you say it. Well, they didn't tell us that if you don't order the liquor to put on the cake is dry. It's I don't know what they do or how far off they make the cake before the reception. But I remember biting into my wedding cake and going, oh, my poor guest. I should have just got the Grand Marnier. But I didn't want to cause anybody to stumble back then, because I knew I had people that were alcoholics, and they might be on the wagon, they might set them off. But I loved my dress though. This was at the nursing home. It's not really a nursing home, where they would just kind of go and they would live once they were maybe 75, and they could live until they were in that nursing stage, and they would go into a separate wing.
Assisted living.
It was like assisted living, but they also combined it with the nursing home portion.
Right.
And this is, here it is. This is what I wanted to show. So I would go in and I would look at those stained glass windows when I was 6 years old, when we would visit my great grandmother in Philly. As soon as I mentioned, wouldn't it be cool, Mom, if I could get married in that chapel? Boom, boom, boom. She started planning. She's because the family's all up there. She's like, heck yeah, let's do it. I want to see the family. I want to throw a party. But it was lovely. It was family reunion plus wedding, which was really nice. Oh, here's a better shot of them. I loved going in there. How pretty the windows were.
Yeah.
I love that all kind of stuff. But anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta go check on her, and now I have a mess.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming up, and thank everybody in the side chat that's still around for coming in. And and hopefully tomorrow I'll get some more editing done. And I'll get another video out for everybody to see tomorrow. But
thanks. Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah. It all depends how much other stuff I get done. I got to do too. But I don't have to take the grandsons anywhere tomorrow.
You get a break. Good for you. You deserve it. That is awesome.
Yeah, but they'll want about 10 o'clock. They'll want to come over and ride their bikes in the driveway.
Oh, they love their grandpa. Yeah, there's just something about that. Even my son still will call my mom grandpa instead of grandma. Because he got just a little bit of time with my dad, but they were buddies right away.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you later. Thank you, Gil, again. Have a good night.
See you later.
Good night, side chat.
Good night.
All right, everyone. I'm going to lock it out of here now because we only got 5 people in the side chat. So,
yep.
We've had fun, and see you next. So the next time I go live is on Monday. And so, Barry, when are you going to experiment on going live now that you got internet?
Oh, that's not installed yet.
That's not installed yet?
So, but I'm figuring probably sometime this coming week they'll have it finished up. They just laid the fiber cable today, so maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Cool.
We'll see. Hey.
All righty. So everyone, see you around next week.
All righty. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye.